There's always been that question, like, should you tell your clients to pre-inspect a home or do certain things in advance before listing? And the argument I always heard was essentially like, if you don't know, then you don't have to disclose,
Right.
which I completely think is the wrong way of doing business. I'm about being very direct and transparent.
Right?
Disclosure, and
And-
ignorance isn't going to hold up in court.
And I've always been the mindset of like, if you understand something, you can do something about it. That being said, if you have any incline, or if you know neighbors who maybe have had some issues with maybe structural or anything of the sort, I 100% always will recommend and advise my clients, you need to get these things checked. That way we can build that leverage within our listing presentation. Instead, we're just waiting for them to give us a contract, and they're going to hit us with the full-blown like $40,000 repair when potentially it could be a $2,000 repair job.
Well, and I think that's a great point.
You
you
take
bring up.
control
Yeah.
before
Or not
in
even
advance,
closing at all.
or not even closing at all.
Right.
Run from structural
You could have
issues.
your moving plan set, and then the next day they bail out because you didn't know. Well, you could have known if you did, or had the right agent advising you on these certain things, because it's very, very important to a deal today. People aren't buying houses that have issues like that have major ticket items. They want things that are complete, and they want to know what they're buying. So the more disclosures I've provided, or my clients provided, has always been a better thing.
Well, and at the end of the day, I think, and Jason, you can back me up on this in your experience, but structural issues are going to show up during a transaction in one way, shape, or form, right? Whether it's the buyer saying something, whether it's the inspection report saying something. And to Jordan's point, having that, if you suspect there may be something going on before you list your house, to have someone come out and tell you. Let's say, for example, we have Jason come out, he refers an engineer, they say, hey, here's what the issue is, here's what the cost is going to be to repair it, right?
Exactly.
Well, now, in my head as a seller, I'm actually putting myself in a better negotiating standpoint.
Yes.
Because as we talked about earlier, if people see, let's say it's a $15,000 fix, right? Yes, that's a big number, but you're looking at selling your house. If you as a seller know it's a $15,000 fix, and you've got the paperwork from a structural engineer saying, hey, this is what it is, and you go to the negotiation table when you're in a contract, they can't turn around and say, hey, we're going to ask for $30,000 in concessions, because you can go, no, this is what it's going to cost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
Being
versus,
proactive.
Yeah, versus if you don't, and they say, oh, we want 30 grand, and the seller panics because they need to sell their house, now all of a sudden you just lost an extra $15,000 in negotiating power because you didn't take the time or the effort or spend the money on getting it fixed or at least looked at before.
And at this point, you're already well into the contract.
Exactly.
You are on dates and deadlines. You have
Right.
time frames you have to hit.